Hello, this is Steve with Steve's Guitar Tips. Today we're going to go over a classic song made famous by Don Williams called I Believe in You. Now we'll start off with the classic intro to this song. Okay, so I like breaking that down into three parts. First part is going to be this riff. Now to play that riff, what you guys, you start off on your low E string with your first finger on the 3rd fret, which is a G. Then you're going to hammer on with your 3rd finger on the 5th fret. And you're going to slide that down to the 7th fret. So we got. And then you're going to go to, with your first finger on your A string on your 5th fret. Then you're going to hammer on to your 7th fret. So we got. Then we go to our first finger on the 5th fret on the D string. And you hammer that on to the 7th fret with your 3rd finger. And back to your 5th fret. And then we're going to end on our A string on the 3rd fret. You can give it a little vibrato. Okay, then the second riff you're going to play is going to be starting on your 5th fret on your A string. So from 5th to 7th fret, 1st to 3rd finger there. Then we're going to go down to our D string on the 5th fret. And then 7th fret with the 3rd finger. Okay, so all together. Then what we're going to do is we're going to drop our first finger down to our G string on the 5th fret, keeping our 3rd finger on the D string. And then we're going to pluck both those together and then slide down. Do it twice. We're sliding from G string on the 5th fret to the 7th fret. All right, so all together. Then we finish it up with our 3rd riff, which is going to be starting. Our 2nd finger is going to be on the 14th fret of the G string. And then we're going to be on the 14th fret of the high E string with our 3rd finger. And they're going to be over top each other. So G and high E. Now we're going to play G to high E to G to high E to G to high E. That is going to be the pattern we play all the way down. So it'll be like this. We're going to slide that down to the 12th fret. Then we're going to make a new pattern, which is going to be sliding our 2nd finger down to the 11th fret. And then we're going to put our 1st finger on the high E string on the 10th fret. You're going to slide all this down. So we're going to slide down to our 8th fret on the high E string. Then we're going to play the G and high E together. Then we're going to go back to the pattern we started off with on the 7th fret. Then we're going to finish up by playing the pattern on the high E string on your 3rd fret. And that's going to be using that 2nd form that we used. Now, I like to slide into that. So we'll do here slowly. Okay, so from here you're going to get into the chords of the song. So we're going to have a G chord. We're going to have a C chord. And then we're going to have a D chord. And a D7. Okay, the pattern we'll use in our strumming is going to be the same pattern throughout. On the G chord, you're going to play your low E, so your bass note, followed by down up. On the C chord, you'll play your A string, down, up. On the D chord, you'll play your D string, down, up. And then on D7, you will play your D string, down, up. Okay, so to play the first verse, the chords you'll have is you'll play G for the first 2 lines. You'll play a total of 8 times on the bass down up pattern. Then we're going to go to a D chord for the 3rd line, play that 4 times on the pattern, and then we'll finish up with a G chord for 4 times on that pattern. So it'll go like this. Here's a verse. Okay, I'll go ahead and add some vocals with that. I don't believe in superstars, organic food, or foreign cars. I don't believe the price of gold, the certainty of growing old. That right is right and left is wrong, that north and south can't get along, that east is east and west is west, and being first is always best. Now your chorus is going to be playing a C pattern for 4 times on that chord, a G chord for 4 times on this pattern, then a D for 2 times of the pattern, then you follow that with a D7 chord for 2 times, and then finish up with a G for 4 times. So it's going to sound like this on your chorus. Okay, I'll go ahead and add some lyrics to the chorus. But I believe in love. I believe in babies. I believe in mom and dad. I believe in you. Okay, so then on verse 2, you'll play the same chord you played on verse 1. Well, I don't believe in heaven waits for only those who congregate. I like to think that God is love. He's down below, He's up above. He's watching people everywhere. He knows who does and doesn't care. And I'm an ordinary man. Sometimes I wonder who I am, but I believe in love. And then that takes us right into the chorus. But I believe in love. I believe in music. I believe in magic. I believe in you. Okay, so then we're going to go into the next section, which is the bridge. Now on the bridge, you're going to have a C chord for 4 times of the pattern, a G chord for 4 times of the pattern, a D chord for 4 times of the pattern, and then a G chord for 4 times pattern. So it's going to sound like this. Okay, I'll go ahead and add some lyrics to that. I know with all my certainty what's going on with you and me is a good thing. It's true. I believe in you. Okay, so that's going to take you into verse 3, which is going to be the same as verse 1 and verse 2. So we're going to play through that. I don't believe virginity is as common as it used to be. In working days and sleeping nights, that black is black and white is white, that Superman and Robin Hood are still alive in Hollywood, the gasoline's in short supply, the rising cost of getting by. Okay, so this is going to take us back in the chorus, but it's going to be a double chorus. Okay, so then that's going to take us to an outro lick, which is the same as our introduction was. So it'll be like this.